This is the flagship car for Genesis, so it's basically the S-Class of Korea, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The front fascia includes a new Crest Grille and the two-line headlamp and taillight design that extends across the entire brand. This signature makes it really easy to recognize that it's a Genesis. I love distinguishing features like this, and these are thin and elegant. Reverse lights, the sensors, the license plate, everything has been lowered to give the rear of the Genesis a more minimal look. It's unfussy and uncluttered. There's something both architectural and athletic about the exterior of the G90, and it just works. This is a beautiful sedan. Inside makes you never want to get out of a car, and this is just as good in the back seat as the front if being chauffeured around is your thing. Every material and finish in here just screams luxury. Actually, it probably whispers it because it would be terribly unrefined to scream. There are two panoramic sunroofs, one up front and one in the rear, and each can be operated independently of the other. Same goes for the seats in the rear. Both can recline independently. And you've got mood lamps back here too. This is a car to be driven around in for sure. However, if you choose to drive it yourself, you'll be rewarded with a 3.5-liter turbo engine that makes 375 horsepower. Now, there will be an additional engine option coming, but we don't have official word on details yet. The G90 gets multiple cooling systems to improve acceleration and responsiveness of the engine and brakes for when your driver is doing those evasive driving maneuvers. The G90 gets a suspension system that recognizes the conditions of the road using a camera and making adjustments before going over things like potholes. It also gets a multi-chamber air suspension that lowers at higher speeds or raises on rougher roads to reduce damage and cut down on road vibrations. There's even a feature that automatically controls damping rates. So basically what Genesis is promising is that this should be a very, very comfortable ride while you're sipping your champagne and eating your caviar after you've gotten off your yacht. Rear wheel steering will also be available in the G90, which will make it easier to maneuver this land yacht in tight spots. Laminated glass and an active noise control system actually monitors and tailors the amount of sound canceling using these sensors here in every different seat, making the cabin unbelievably quiet and very relaxing. Of course, you expect your luxury sedan to have a lot of cutting-edge tech features, and the G90 doesn't disappoint. The key fob will automatically deploy the flush door handles. There's also an easy close door system right here that will shut your door for you. That's very nice. And there is a fingerprint authentication system right here that will help you start your car in case you lose your keys, James Bond. There's a 10.2-inch rear touchscreen and controls in the armrest that allow passengers to control the HVAC system and other functions in the cabin. Oh, this screen, by the way, yeah, it's standard. The G90 also has something called Virtual Venue, which recreates the ambiance of, say, the Boston Symphony Hall. It also has something called the Mood Curator, which can adjust ambient light, seat massage, and electric curtains to create different vibes in the car. And the 26-speaker Bang & Olufsen audio system surrounds you in sound. There's even one in the driver's seat so your G90 can whisper sweet nothings in your ear. I feel like I could put the G90 on Airbnb and people would actually stay here. Not to be outdone by the S-Class, the G90 now gets a fragrance system too. Smells like money. But not too much money. The current model year pricing on the G90 starts at about $75,000. I'm expecting this one to be a little northward of that. But when you think about all of the amazing tech that is stuffed into this thing, that is a bargain by comparison. It gets a ton of active safety features that include adaptive cruise control with hands-on detection, parking collision avoidance assistance, and a remote parking assist if you just don't want to do it yourself at all. Other full-size luxury sedans to look into, that Mercedes S-Class, also the BMW 7 Series, and the Audi A8. I am very much looking forward to seeing how all the new gadgets and gizmos in the G90 work, as well as seeing how it drives. Or you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna sit in the back and let Danger or Micah chauffeur me around. It's no surprise that the Integra is based off the Civic, and yes, it's got some of the same characteristics, but it also gets some of the same characteristics as the first Integra that came out in 1986, meaning the 5 doors, including that liftback. So, does it look exactly the way you expected? Well, I will leave that up to you, but I want to point out a couple of things. Gets a nice thin A-pillar here and a pretty good sized greenhouse, so visibility should be really nice. It gets a sloping roofline and a little bit of an upturned deck lid here, so it gives it a nice sporty profile. And it's going to have a lot of unique touches on it because it does not share any sheet metal with the Honda Civic Si. The embossed badging is still here, same as on the prototype, and I'm glad they kept that homage to the original Integra. It gets Acura's now signature chicane daytime running lights and the jewel eye headlights, as well as a frameless grille. The Integra comes with a dual exhaust and 17-inch wheels standard. You can upgrade to these 18-inch wheels, or there are 19s that come as an accessory. Let's talk dynamics for a second. The Integra comes with Acura's 1.5-liter VTEC 4-cylinder engine that is turbocharged. It's good for 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. Now, because this is a sporty car and all of you are expecting sporty, let's hope that there is a more powerful version, the Type S, that's coming later. Don't get me wrong, the base engine is a good one, with max torque coming in at 1,800 RPMs all the way to 5,000. And a 6,000 RPM redline, so you'll be able to work with the power you've got. A CVT equipped with paddle shifters comes standard, but unlike the competition in this premium segment, there is a 6-speed manual available that rev matches. If it's anything like what's on the SI or Type R, you're not going to be disappointed. That manual is only available, however, on the top trim A-Spec with the Tech package. That manual does come with a limited slip differential because front-wheel drive, but it should really help in the traction department and give you more grip when you're coming out of turns especially. The suspension is said by Acura to be stiff and sport-tuned. You'll get drive modes that include comfort, normal, and sport, as well as individual, which should ratchet up the throttle response, transmission mapping, and steering feel. If you do opt for that highest A-Spec trim with the Tech package, you're also going to get an adaptive damping system, which should make for a very smooth ride. Additionally, you get Acura's suite of safety features that includes an all-new single camera system with a wide field of view and long range so that it can tell the difference between cars, people, or bikes. But hey, you're good at telling the difference between those two, so eyes always on the road. We finally get to see inside, and there's one thing here that really stands out nicely to me. That's this 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster. I like the shape of it, it's got great visibility, and it sets a nice tone in here. The switchgear all feels solid, not cheap and plasticky, and it's a functional and well-designed interior. A 7-inch digital touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto comes standard, but you can upgrade to this 9-inch one. Other standard items will include heated front power seats with synthetic leather trim. Upgrade to the A-Spec and you pretty much just get an appearance package with a couple of extras. But the A-Spec with the Tech package is the one to go for if you want all the bells and whistles, like that 9-inch display, a head-up display, interior ambient lighting, and upgraded audio system. You also get wireless smartphone connectivity and wireless charging. And the better news is we've heard that top line trim should be around the mid-30s. Oh, that's pretty good news.
Sporty, versatile, and as stylish as it is fun to drive. Meet the Honda Civic Hatchback. It all starts with a beautifully integrated hatchback. So wherever you're headed, you can take virtually anything with you. It also has a honeycomb grille, available 18-inch alloy wheels, and standard LED headlights and taillights. Inside, you'll find plenty to catch your eye. The available 10.2-inch driver information interface makes it easy to stay up to speed. Features like the 60/40 split rear seat back give your ride the versatility to fit your friend, your gear, and your friend's gear. The Civic is a sport compact legend and has always delivered performance with a purpose. A 158 horsepower engine comes standard, or step up to an available 180 horsepower turbocharged engine designed to get you there quick without ever feeling rushed. It's all paired to a sport-tuned suspension that gets more exciting with every turn, even if you aren't a professional driver on a closed course. Want to have even more fun? The Civic Hatchback offers a choice of either 6-speed manual transmission or an available Sporty CVT with paddle shifters and a 3-mode drive system. Driving gloves not required. So where you go, how you go, and how fast you get there are all completely in your hands. Good things happen when you're behind the wheel of the Civic, especially when you have technology that works for you. That includes an available 9-inch color touchscreen with smart shortcuts, which can remember and suggest everything from destinations to music. You can also stay connected to people, music, and more with available wireless Apple CarPlay integration for iPhone and available wireless Android Auto integration for Android phones. No cables required. It also sounds as good as it looks, especially when you've got an available 12-speaker Bose premium sound system. The legend continues with the Civic Hatchback from Honda.